Just days after a U.S. raid that captured Venezuela's Nicolás Maduro, attention is now turning to Cuba, one of Venezuela's closest allies. President Trump alluded to the potential fall of Cuba's regime, raising questions about what could come next. Hillsborough County is home to the second largest Cuban American population in the country, behind Miami. 10 Tampa Bay News reporter Miguel Octavio is live in Ybor City tonight. And Miguel, there are strong feelings here about what this could mean for Cuba.
Yeah, Courtney, especially here in Ybor City, it is a living link to Cuba with history going back more than a century. Tonight, I spoke with one man who knows as well and believes this could spark some real long overdue change in Cuba. News of U.S. intervention in Venezuela.
It was surprising and elating at the same time.
Brought hope for Rafael Pisano of Tampa.
It was remarkable when we saw that. I couldn't believe it.
The rippling effect reaches beyond borders to Cuba.
Cuba's on the verge of falling, and the help that we need is that awareness, that people know that this is a bad dictatorship.
Rafael's father, Robert, spent 18 years as a political prisoner in Cuba, shot and tortured, but today, he and his son are outspoken against Cuba's communist regime.
Bro, my family suffered, bro.
That was evident nearly 3 years ago. A confrontation against a Cuban ambassador's visit to Tampa went viral.
And it's a shame that no top killers in Cuba. You are disgusting.
President Trump says this moment could accelerate Cuba's collapse.
Cuba looks like it's ready to fall. Cuba now has no income. They got all of their income from Venezuela.
Experts say Cuba is in its worst economic crisis in decades.
They're about to get worse as they are cut off from Venezuelan oil. There are so many moving parts to the story, both in Venezuela and on the ground in Cuba, that I think we have to wait to see how things play out.
Some in the country remain concerned. Back in Tampa, protests against the Cuban government have increased in recent years. For Pisano, U.S. intervention could finally be a turning point.
So this is a tremendous victory. It's a happy day for my family and many families that were exiled here, and we look forward to seeing what the next steps are.
Now, Cuba's government says 32 of its own officers were killed during the capture of Nicolás Maduro. Now, also, it's not just President Trump, but other lawmakers from Florida talking about Cuba. Senator Rick Scott says he's also predicting the downfall of Cuba's regime following American intervention in Venezuela. Live in Ybor City, Miguel Octavio, 10 Tampa Bay News.